All right. Because when I said that thing earlier, I actually had to flash back to my secondary school, and I was looking at our dining hall. I was looking at the soup, the liquid soup, like the liquid that you can drop it and like. Yes, they will tell you they are giving you egg sauce, and you actually be looking for the egg in between everything. That's why when my mommy said I was offered to go to a private school, I said apart from and I knew that they actually wanted the best, but I know that it's going to be a lot on them. Private university. So I said, don't worry, let's settle for at least I'll be able to cook my food, and then if I did not eat, I will know I'm the one that did not eat. Not that somebody gave me something that I did not want to eat. So schooling now, I just finished my university, and then lecturers will come to class at will.
At will?
Yes. It was a state university. So a state university.
That one for a private school.
I had a similar experience. I shared it on one of our episodes. I was class captain 3 or 4 times during secondary school, and at least for in 2 of the classes, a sizable number of my teachers taught me their signatures.
Wow.
So
you can sign for them.
Their signatures. I would sign in the attendance book. The school administration was really trying. I didn't know what I was doing. If it were to be now, rather, the way I was raised, if my parents are talking, I look at the floor. So when my teachers, if they say anything, I was doing exactly what they said. So I did not even question. So they taught me. I tried 2-3 times. I said, this boy, you are very sharp. So the vice principal academics will come to class, and I will show him the attendance. Even the school administration was trying, was making effort, but there was this culture of there is this culture of people not wanting to do their job.
Yeah.
This was not the year of Yahoo. It was not the year of. It's not like today. And yet we already had that problem. So that's why we had time for a lot of vices. Yeah. We had time for a lot of things. We were trying to be cult boys already from secondary school. It's not like now that you have street cult and all of that. You when you start talking with some other boys, So I just at times when I see kids that went to a better school, I really envy them. I want to tell a story quickly. Just to compare, to emphasize the role of the soft skills that we get from these private institutions and all that. I had the privilege of attending 2 universities in Europe. And the first one that I attended, I was really trained in sciences. It was a master's in mathematics and computer science. And it was heavy. I learned from the best of the best in each of the topics. In fact, the educational system, the teaching was completely different. Every lecturer came to teach us what he has been researching on since 1988 or something like that.
So that's not the story now.
I know. So I know this was abroad. So
practical-based teaching.
Yeah.
Not necessarily practical-based teaching. It was very different. It was advanced. It was tough. But everybody was an expert in the subject in the course they taught. But there was something. That education, I can tell you by hindsight today that it was still deficient. At the end of the course, for 1.5 years, I could not find a job.
Wow.
My life was very difficult. So not knowing what to do next, I met a Nigerian guy, his big brother is a Nigerian billionaire. I will not mention him. So his exposure was different. Me, I studying abroad. I was just reading maths and everything. So this guy was telling me something else that I had never heard before. He was saying, you go to a business school, you go to an expensive business school. I was like, how will I do it? Long and short of it, I wrote the exams, the entrance exams, and because I did very well, I was given loan that in the Nigerian money today is like 80 million naira to go to an exclusive school. I dropped out of the school midway because I didn't have money to read. I paid, yes, I still pay back till today.
Yeah.
I have 10 years to pay back. I still pay back even though I dropped out. But did you know that the 6 months that I spent in that school was better than what I spent in highly scientific school? They gave me soft skills. They taught me how they brought, people who coach us, people who taught us about immigration, because most of us were immigrants. We traveled from other countries. They brought immigration experts to coach us. They brought HR experts. They brought equipment experts.
Wow.
So within a few months, I had met all these people. Now they brought recruiters to meet with us. We did not sit in a highly formal setting. We were on a cup of drink. We were chatting. Exactly. We were just chatting and talking and say, oh, you are Olu. I have seen your resume. This and that. Oh, you are into tech. You are this and that. And they were chatting. It was very relaxed.
Wow.
For a moment, most times like that, I won't want those evenings to end because all the best companies in Europe, I was having them under one place. Then I realized that I began to ask myself, who asked me to go to the other side? I was trained by the best of the best in their field. What they gave me did not translate into what I want. I could not get a job at the end. So I'm just trying to say that I think these soft skills, despite all the grit, the resilience that you built in who says that someone, from a private school cannot, but not just the private school, but the quality of that education, a well-rounded education.
Yes.
How do we get a well-rounded education even with our money today?
I'll just jump into that to buttress your point. That is one of the strengths of the private schools in Nigeria, and I'm happy for even though the junior ones went to private school. In one university, all the things you told us now, they do it.
Yes.
They have a board that comprises of external people, business people. The president of the current president of my society is on the board of that university. On top professor, I used to be on the board of one of them. They call it the advisors board, something more. And you meet every month, and they make sure you are those who have companies, who have influences, and all of that. And they bring. I remember one show I went for. They brought Charms, Champions, late Florence Omatech, Zenith, ENGR, and all of that. They said it's something fair. You will hardly ever have that in a public school.
Exactly.
But now too, they do a lot of career fair. Yes.
Really?
They don't know. They pick from. They're even quick. They come faster to pick, to interview students, so they can get people into jobs on time.
No.
In private, in public schools.
Wow. I agree. It's even military does it. It is not prominent, and also is it organized by the school?
No.
Hey, that's the difference.
Just get permission.
And they get permission. The military recruit. My friends are general. They recruit while you're in school. They come, particularly Navy and Air Force in our time. I don't know. They come to recruit. So they're not organized by the school. The one I'm talking about is organized by the school formally.
And that's one major strength of one of the private universities that our children went to. They teach them how to come out, and then you begin to think of how you can start something by yourself, not working so long. So I have that experience with my son that went to Covenant University. They teach them a lot of entrepreneurship skills, so that when they come out, at least even if you are working, you can do something by the side. You come out with a skill, and that's one of the major advantage of private universities.
I think we should talk about the scholarship, the government loan, and also bursaries. How do they work?
There's no fund a year or 2 years ago by this present government. I think from what I've seen, they're serious. The procedure is transparent. You apply online, and there have been some disbursement and all of that. I believe government will put more money to make it more available to people.
How many students, can this fund get to? How many can it go around? If 2 million, 10 million students?
I think they are looking at that. For instance, when the one they are marked, I don't know the figure now. God has suggested government put more money. So what I would say is that government will match it with so much money. But again, we must ensure we pay back. Because it's a revolving loan. Even though the payback is in trickle, just like you told us. Yeah. If just as federal government is doing that, state government should also do that. Not bursary, not this wide bursary that is given to everybody. Loan is better. Then the bursary could be for identifying indigent students. The only problem is that there is so much corruption in the entire system.
Yes.
But they can do more. But it's a thing in the right direction. And I think the present managers are doing a good job. So more money should be put, and they should maintain this strict track record.
All right, you daddy. So I want us to calm down. I want us to digress a little from the costs now. I want us to go to students. As a lecturer, what do you think? What can you say about the interest of students now to education now than before? What do you think?
In public schools, they don't want to go to school again at all. Majority. A student told me that we're teaching them.
Some said education is scam.
Scam.
Education.
They say, is that Yahoo? That is the job. A student looks at me, what are you doing? Say, I'm to Yahoo. Yeah.
A student told the lecturer Yahoo.
That's the level of moral decay.
You even see the way they address. And I am told there's also Yahoo Model Association. So our case is serious. It needs divine intervention. Yeah.
So the
But that is students, I don't know what they want.
students are now losing interest
They're
in
losing
education.
interest. They want fast money.
Okay.
Yes.
So
They want quick
one
money.
of the cause is because they want quick money.
Quick money.
So it's not actually because there's no facility, there's no enough equipment to teach them, there's no facility.
That's probably secondary. It is because they want quick money.
Yeah.
And society celebrates those who are rich without knowing
Yes.
the source of their
Moral decadence, lack of proper parenting. Because most parents now, they are hustling to get money. If you remember those days, our parents, the mothers, they have enough time. I remember when we were bringing up our children. And I was enjoying what I was doing because, teaching is actually in the blood. So I enjoy teaching the children. When they come back from the school, I'll take their notes, teach them their homework, and I'm happy doing that.
I think it's the narrative out there. The narrative out there is that you should go out, you should make your own money.
Yes.
You are not thinking about
because of the economic situation, you want to.
I think, the economic situation is one thing. The narrative that a man, you cannot depend if you stay with your children and all of that. It's a thankless job, you don't get paid for it, you're at risk, of course, there are some risks, like if something happens to the man who is the main provider, the breadwinner of the family and all that.
Family.
Exactly. There is also the issue of what if your husband leaves you for another woman, you are,
so you
makes you vulnerable. Exactly. But then we see all of that without looking at the downside, the impact on our children.
So when we are out there and then we leave the future of our children to the hands of ourselves, and then you can't give what you don't have, and they begin to help you to train the children. And before you know it, we have moral decadence. Children prioritizing, students prioritizing making money more than, getting the source, getting what it takes to be successful in life.
I think there was Tanya.
Yes, I want to add to the behavior of students to learning. I also think that because of what students have seen over the years, that getting out of university does not really guarantee them a job.
Exactly.
That is what
source of income.
and that's the deficiency of the education system. To them, they're like, okay, what are we learning differently? Because now I'm in my second year and I can actually do a digital marketing training on YouTube and apply to online jobs, to even companies outside Nigeria, and work with them and get paid. So I think, again, we are still coming back to this content of education and where we are supposed to be going. The world is moving and students will not say that, oh, yes, I want to study, but I'm not sure that this will get me the job I desire. So now, even legitimate incomes now is in wide ranges.
Yes.
Virtual assistants, just there's so much you can do. Affiliate marketing that people are doing and saying that, okay, so what's the point of education? So education needs to match up with the requirements of the world now, because people that even did first degree in maybe mathematics and other things, now their master's degree, they're doing it in things that are very different.
Yes.
Very interesting. Digital marketing, AI, data analytics. So again, schools, there's no reason why any school at this moment, there's no reason why any university in Nigeria at the moment is not doing analytics course.
Okay, thank you so much.
Across the board.
As an HR, I want to ask you, so what's the difference between people that came out from the public university to that of the private university? What can you say about them? What can you say? I mean, their intelligence-wise, what can you say about them?
Okay, so that's a very good question. The first thing that comes to mind is most people that come from private universities, they know how to package. They speak fluently, they have good presentation skills, and that can sometimes distract you from character traits that are not okay. So because they've come from sometimes affluence or supply. So when I talk about the differences in a private university product and a public university or federal university, I was mentioning that because of presentation skills, good packaging, you would be initially attracted.
Promise you are in trouble. You are not well packed.
I want her to finish.
So everybody has their strengths.
I'll let you learn.
Everybody has their strengths. I mentioned earlier that the attitude to learning for federal university students is great. They are aware that we need some more knowledge. We need to
not only federal, anyways, both federal and states, public.
Yes, public. Yes.
All right.
Oh, yeah, public universities. Public universities, yes, they are aware. But again, you can tend to see that fluency in communication, presentation skills, like that they said initially, career fairs, things like that. Soft skills, they make you more bolder. Like you are bolder, you can talk. So the difference, what you're asking me, like the statistics issue, which I will tell you what is the majority.
Hello, have you heard me speak English language? And I'm a product of a state university.
It's a comparison of numbers.
They went to half-baked secondary school. Imagine having to go to a university and I can't use mobile phone. What are we doing? I can't call my parents and I want to call my parents. What are we doing? I cannot cook for my...
Learn
what? Only book? Is the only book that we need in this life?
Why? What are you doing with a mobile phone?
Excuse me, we do research, we do assignments.
Some of us went to school. You know, I have shared it before. There was phone when I went to the university, but then I worked to buy my own phone.
Okay.
You know, so I bought my phone in 300 level. Can you imagine? So what happened to my first year, my second year?
Exactly. So the thing is, this is the way it worked for you. You were growing up initially, you did not have the phone. But me, I have the phone. And then because I want to go to a school, you want me to drop it at home.
But they have tabs, most of them. Like
yes. But after the school, the part
there's limit
you can do
to what they can do. There's limit to what they can do. They can't make call with their tab. Because I have one of my husband's nephew in one of the private universities, and most of the time he can't even make call. He can't call.
Yeah,
he can only
they can't bring SIM
Why is it calling now? You have the option to go to school from home. You know, you say he's a boy now.
Yeah.
And so why is it calling all over the place?
No,
she will just go and beg.
Schools like so there's limit to what he can actually do.
Schools like community university.
The cooking.
I like cooking.
Yes.
I like it.
You were taught the public schools.
I was open, but I was allowed to explore on my own with my ingredients. If I cook rubbish, I will eat it. If I cook well, I will eat it. But Whether they give you rubbish or more rubbish, you have to eat it because you don't have an option.
So I was staying on the course of our question, which was a production of
The last time I checked,
employability. So for me, I don't know what they're cooking in their house.
I don't need to stress myself. We are both product of public schools.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So exactly. I think that it's just good to acknowledge the strength.
He's
I
talking
think,
from the experience of
yeah.
the child.
So, but,
Yeah.
but what I'm now saying is, it doesn't mean that when they now start working with you, you're going to get the best products from them.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that because private school they can talk, they are more front facing.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that that you get maybe like proactiveness sometimes and readiness to learn, asking questions and just being proactive. You might not.
So you're saying that when they come for interview like that, they have used their English or their
Packaging.
to
Dazzle you know.
dazzle you, and you forget to even ask them the most important thing.
That is because you are not well
Slides.
prepared.
No, we don't forget.
It is not as if everybody. It's not everybody.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
That's why she's annoyed. It's not everybody.
So what would now be your conclusion? Are you now saying that most of the time people from product of public school are far better than that of the private school?
Remember, you're public school. Remember that.
I mentioned it earlier.
Okay.
It still falls on individual.
Yes.
I'm telling you that you can have the knowledge, the application comes and you're not. It's about desire to apply. And I want to also add to the population question. I think he was talking, I don't know what led to that, but the population, like we all know, is demand and supply. The more we become more in this country, we are plenty. The price of education is not coming down anytime soon. Because we're a lot of people, the human request on the infrastructure is a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to build entrepreneurial skills, because the amount of jobs to cater for this amount of graduates. In fact, I'm surrounded with lawyers, like people that go to Nigerian law school. When they come out, when you're asking them the different works, the job they are doing, you just be laughing. Because why spend 5 years in school, do your 6th year law school, many times strike, they will wait
Yes.
before they go to that law school. They'll come back and what are you doing? I'm surrounded with lawyers, so they're doing different things.
That's the problem with what engineer said earlier, that you have to pay back. You take these loans even before this net fund came. That our education is highly subsidized by government and all of that. But when you graduate, there's no job, so you relocate. You have to jack out of the country at times. And so it's not your fault. There are other ways of paying back through the payment of taxes, if only you are gainfully employed here. But when it is hard to find a job here,
you should be made to obtain loan. Then you can jack if you want. When you are here and you are repaying, I agree.
So,
but if you have paid, government has spent so much sending us to school. If they have made you to pay loan, they will have used that money for something else, hopefully. So what we're saying is that let us pay appropriately, make room for loan, bursary, scholarships, and all of that. But for God's sake, do it transparently. For God's sake, we the beneficiaries and their parents, let us also ensure we pay.
So, Daddy, now, okay, for everybody to be able to afford to be able to send their children to where they can afford both private schools and public school. So, what do you think government should focus on in public school?
Thank you very much. Entrepreneurship, vocational skills. All trade centers are gone. What is the essence of going to school? In fact, the highest higher flyers in the whole world are not graduates or all of it. I mean, as you know, some of them drop out of school. So, in Germany, for instance, before you enter a tertiary institution, you must have learned at least one skill.
We can't compare. Germany is not a good example, sir. Because in Germany is the manufacturing hub of Europe.
Yeah.
So I think the problem we have in Nigeria is that we are building a nation without building industries.
No, that's not where I started from. Why did the industry collapse? Ikeja Industrial Estate, Apapa Industrial Estate, Oluyole Industrial
It's
Estate.
not because they didn't have people to work. It's because people's attitude to work.
No, it's because of infrastructure. For instance, power. Power is a major was and is a major concern. Why did Dunlop and
That's true.
Yes.
relocate and all of that? Late Florence Eriki of OMOTEC established in Ghana when they had the company here. They gave the company dedicated line power supply government so that there's 24/7. Same thing in China. So it is actually infrastructure. We had companies, Odua, Arewa, and all of that.
Yeah.
It was power.
So you said it's infrastructure. So I'm commenting on your point about getting technical education before getting to
technical education allows you to work for yourself. Let me just mention plumbing, nursery, carpentry, and that's why you need to go doing very well. I was coming to Bimbola, all the people that work there, I can see a lot of mess. So that is not; those jobs are not for people looking for job. You know what? If you call a plumber in those countries you went to, you know what it means.
It's expensive.
Can you?
No, it's expensive.
That's why it's DIY. So the vocational education is over 100, from catering to even the
Makeup.
and all of that. But I know of ladies and colleagues that travel with makeup artists to wherever we have conference for a number of days. All those skills. Painting, mastery, printing,
even artwork. And I would like to just add to what
that's what I'm So it is, don't train people who are going to look for job. Government is not even employing. They can't. The government cannot employ everybody. Don't train people who are looking for jobs. Train people who can set up jobs. And that's why the vocational skills, the soft skills, and the entrepreneurship is very key. We just what you got where you went to. The second one.
And why we will always have
Please, before you say that, because if you say we should go on and on and on, we'll be here for this.
All right.
So I would like to chip in a question so you just merge the two together.
Okay.
You said earlier about what the parents should look out for when you actually want to send your child to a particular school. You have to survey, check some things. What are those things that they should actually look out for to ensure that this school that my child is going to, it's a good school? Like to be able to know that, okay, what I'm paying for, this is worth it. So just merge the two together so that we can run.
That's the content issue. You're looking at the book.
Before I move on to the content, my husband said something about the basic things that you need when you run a company or a school here. It's actually very expensive. Because when you talk about private owners, you do basically everything. Maintenance, water, electricity, payment of staff. You even have to ensure that the place is motorable. There was a time we were having a flood issue. You have to make provision for that, So it can be cheaper because you have to do everything to make life, bearable for your customers. So we should also take that into consideration when we're talking about the high prices of higher education, because basically you do most things from your purse.
Yes.
And it can be very, very challenging, talking from experience. Now, I move on to what I mean by content. The basic reason why a child is in a school is to learn.
Yes, sir.
Knowledge. And that starts from the scheme. The scheme, the curriculum. What can the child do compared to other children? What is expected? And then you get some of these results, some of this feedback, even from results of the child. What can that child do? Boldness. For instance, one major thing in Tender Heart School is that an average child in that school is bold. And that comes to do with presentation, having to come out, to speak out. Even the small ones and everything, speak out to your mind. But the basic thing is the academic excellence. Even we do election, before you are elected as a prefect or as a council member in the high school, you have to come out to present, to tell us what you want to do, things like that. But when I talk about the content, it's basically academics. Yes, we have some other jaras that you can have with it, but the asking what the child can do. It's even very easy. You have a child in GS1 or GS2, tell the child to write an essay. Even as a parent, those are part of the things you can do. Then you look at the English, you look at the grammatical whatever, and then you look at the age of the child and the class of that child. You will know that this one is below standard. So when I talk about the content, I'm talking about the academic excellence, because basically maybe the fees are high or whatever, or the environment is beautiful, swimming pool and all that. What your child is getting is to go and
learn. Thank you so much.
Then apart from that, even the content, when you get feedback from the school, that's why parents have to be involved in their children's education. You get feedback like the JAMB score, the WAEC results, and all that from that school, their federal common entrance results. And when you even get those feedbacks, you have to be sure that it was through the right route, not examination, malpractice.
Right. Thank you so much, Ma. Oh, my belly is full. I'm full of knowledge. Actually, this was actually very exciting. Thank you so much, Daddy, for sharing knowledge of over 39 years with us in a few minutes. Thank you so much, sir. And I really want to say, Olorunfemi, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Promise. Thank you, everyone. ADETENIOLA also give it very amazing insight. So we've enjoyed insight from different generations.
Yes.
And I'm sure our viewers, will appreciate it.
Yes.
We thank you too for taking the time, to watch this episode.
Okay, so from the whole episode now, Daddy has been able to tell us that education is good, but then we have to pay more attention to create jobs for ourselves. Not that we should be more concerned about the certificate. So and mommy has been able to tell us that if you want to put your child in a school, you have to check for the content, not just about the money. The bigger the money does not really determine what's going to come out of the child. And Teniola too has been able to tell us that some people from the private sector or from the private university have more courage. That means the people from and they have soft skills. So that means the people from the public school should pay more attention on how to be bold, be courageous, how to pay more attention to their soft skills too also. So that's in summary of what we have been able to put together this morning. Thank you so much, our viewers at home. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Mommy. Tenola, thank you so much. We've been able to learn from you in few minutes. And I remain Olabisi. All
right. Thank you so much for joining us today, my fellow public school members. Thank you so much for sharing knowledge. And I think we need to see after the program in camera. So please don't forget to like, to share, comment, call your family members and let them join you, let them watch with you. So until we see you next time, happy people!
Happy family!
Yeah.